Locked in. Share this video. Oh man, I put the wrong up. Share this video, y'all. We locked in. I see you. Make sure you hit that like button when you come in. Come on in. Come on in. And we locked in. Jamil Winning, Anthony Logistics, Suburbia Effect. What up? All right, so what I'm doing, Philadelphia, what up? 2 G's, Tosh O, Teo, Uncle Soul. Share this video with Combs, Atlanta, GA. Shout out to Atlanta, Georgia. I went to Morris Brown College in Atlanta. Morris Brown College is the best college in the state of Georgia. You know why? Because I went there. So look, this is what we got. This is what we got. So what I've been doing, I went back and I looked at Cassie's civil suit. This is Cassie's civil suit. Before this whole criminal trial jumped off, Cassie got involved with Puffy's personal trainer, and they got involved in a romantic relationship. $6 coffee. $6 coffee, they ain't even have no honey. $6 coffee. The personal trainer and Cassie got involved in a romantic relationship out in Los Angeles. They got married, and Cassie filed her lawsuit November 23rd, 2023. Excuse me, November 16th, 2023. First off, the podcast with Soul and myself, Sean Gumby, we do not wish to slander, libel, or defame anybody as it relates to this video. We are coming straight from the court document. Cassie Ventura versus Sean Combs, Bad Boy Entertainment, Bad Boy Records, Epic Records, Combs Enterprises LLC, and Doe Corporations 1 through 10. This was a jury trial demand. Civil case number 23-CV-10098. This is public information. You can get this online at Pacer. Puffy was represented by these 3 lawyers right here. Douglas Wigdor, Meredith Feiertag, Michael Willerman. When you read this document, I was in the courtroom right there. I was in the overflow on the 24th floor. Having been an in-courtroom observer, watching the entire trial, listening to all of the testimony, watching all of the evidence, seeing all of the exhibits, most of them, and then I come back and I read this. What I know is that the criminal suit was largely based on this civil suit. Within this civil suit is a bunch of flat out lies, flat out lies. In here, you have language and testimony in this document that totally contradicts what was said in court. Totally against what was said in court. For this document, Puffy settled for $20 million with Cassie. Now, unbeknownst to him, I don't think at that time he could have foreseen all of the things that have happened since he settled this case. Kim Black, what up? And everybody says, well, you know, you shouldn't have settled it because then you open up the door for other people to come in and file. But who can foresee what happens? At this point, I'm thinking Puffy is trying to shut this thing down as quickly as possible. He has all of these businesses going on with Diageo, the Revolt TV, Bad Boy Records, Sean John Clothing. So the last thing he needs is some type of bad publicity to mess up his businesses. So what he's thinking is, let me just go ahead and get this out the way and move on with my life. But what happens is that Damian Williams, the United States Attorney in the Southern District of New York at the time, takes this very same federal complaint, which was also filed in the Southern District of New York, and he creates a criminal indictment. Now, in this indictment, let's just get right to it. The first cause of action, the first thing that Cassie alleges in this complaint is sex trafficking. We now know today, August the 9th, 2025, Puffy was acquitted of sex trafficking in that courtroom. He was acquitted, but this is what she alleges, right, on page 26. Cassie, plaintiff, is a victim of sex trafficking within the meaning of 18 U.S.C. 1591. Defendant, Sean Combs, perpetrated sex trafficking of Miss Ventura, requiring her to engage in forced sexual acts in multiple jurisdictions. At all relevant times, Puffy participated in and facilitated the harboring, transportation of plaintiff, meaning Cassie, for purposes of sex induced by force, fraud, or coercion. This is in the civil suit. This is in the civil suit. This was a separate charge in his RICO case. Remember, this went along with count number 2 and count number 4. One for Cassie, one for Jane. They took this document. Damian Williams, who was the then United States Attorney for the Southern District of New York, took this document and created the criminal complaint. But what we now know is that Puffy was acquitted of all of these charges. And a lot of the male sex workers, and we went over this yesterday, are now coming out and they're telling the whole story. The one dude, both of them are on Vlad TV now. They keep saying over and over and over that there was no fraud, there was no force, there was no coercion, that Cassie was a willing participant. We went over yesterday the story about the 17th floor balcony and what Cassie's lawyers knew that Cassie was not a victim of sex trafficking. They knew there was no force, fraud, or coercion. And if they didn't know, they were supposed to do their own due diligence to go and verify, to check, to speak with these male entertainers and find out for certain before you file a federal document. Now, this is where we at. Lawyers in federal court, check me out. In federal court, lawyers are obligated to be truthful and accurate in their filings, including federal complaints. Making false statements or misrepresenting facts in a complaint can have serious consequences ranging from sanctions by the court to criminal charges. Lawyers have a professional and ethical duty to be candid with the court and avoid misleading the court, even if it means potentially harming their client's case. Number one, they have a duty of candor. I need y'all to hit that like button now. Put me on 100. Hit that like button, double tap that screen. The duty of candor. Lawyers are officers of the court and have a duty to be truthful and candid with the court, even if it means going against their client's wishes. Lawyers cannot knowingly make false statements of fact or law to the court. Even if a statement is technically true, lawyers cannot present it in a way that is misleading or intended to deceive the court. Duty to be correct. If a lawyer learns that they have made a false statement to the court, they have a duty to correct it, even if it requires revealing confidential client information. Consequences for lawyers. Courts can impose sanctions on lawyers who make false or misleading statements in pleadings. These sanctions can include fines, restrictions on their practice, or even suspension. In some cases, making false statements to a federal agency or court can lead to criminal charges, such as perjury or making false statements to a federal agency. Client perjury. Now, this comes back to if Cassie is telling a lie to her lawyers and telling her lawyers to lie. If a lawyer knows that a client intends to lie on the stand or in a deposition, the lawyer has a duty to try to prevent it and may need to withdraw from the case if the client insists on lying. A client who lies in court or to a lawyer also faces potential consequences, including perjury charges, if they testify under oath and are found to have lied. So, that being the case, this was a cold-blooded lie. And what came out during the criminal trial were the many text messages between Cassie and Puff, where Cassie expressly states that she can't wait to have a freak off. She loves doing freak offs with Puff. Puffy would text her, hey, I'm thinking about doing a freak off. She would text him right back, oh man, I was just thinking about the same thing. I was just gonna call you. So none of what was alleged in this civil suit was corroborated in the criminal trial. That being said, Cassie's lawyers need to be held accountable. Douglas Wigdor, these are Cassie's lawyers, Wigdor LLP, need to be held accountable for making false statements in a federal complaint. Second cause of action. Cassie is a victim of sex trafficking. Defendant Sean Combs perpetrated sex trafficking of Miss Ventura by requiring her to engage in forced sexual acts in the state of New York for purposes of sex induced by force, fraud, or coercion. This is all lies. We all know this. This one was in the state of New York. Let's look at the next one. California. Cassie is a victim of sex trafficking within the meaning of the California Penal Code. Puffy participated in and facilitated harboring and transportation of Cassie for purposes of sex induced by force, fraud, or coercion. For her lawyers to file a federal complaint against Puffy, knowing that it wasn't true, is malpractice, and they need to be held accountable. There's so many things in here, man. I just read this. In here it talks about around 2008, 2009, Puffy began to rent an apartment in New York City for Cassie. The apartment was in walking distance of Puffy's house. So Puffy rented an apartment. There's some apartments along the West Side Highway that used to be owned by the now President of the United States that Puffy used to rent for Cassie. A year later, 2010, Puffy paid for Cassie's rent in Los Angeles in an apartment that was located 5 minutes away from Puffy's house. He also bought her a Jaguar. So what they also allege in here is that Puffy is responsible for Cassie's drug use, which Cassie even herself testified on the stand at the criminal trial that she was already getting high before she met Puffy. Not to say that Puffy and her didn't get together to get high, as they did. It came out that both of them got high with each other every day for 11 years. But in this document, check out what it says. During a trip to Miami, Mr. Combs provided Cassie with copious amounts of drugs. She became more intoxicated than she ever had before, and her intoxication lasted through the weekend trip. She felt she could not refuse Puffy's urging her to take more drugs. After providing her with drugs, Puffy had sexual intercourse with Cassie during this trip. So what they're saying is that she alleges that she was in a situation where she couldn't say no. Like she had to use these drugs. Here's another lie. Here's another misstatement. Paragraph 37, page 8. Although Puffy knew Cassie was in a relationship with Ryan Leslie at the time, and even though he was publicly in a relationship with Kim Porter, Puffy nevertheless pursued Cassie. What's wrong with that? At an after party in a hotel suite following Cassie's 21st birthday, Puffy pulled Cassie into a bathroom and forcibly kissed her. Cassie did not consent to this unwanted contact. She immediately ran out of the bathroom and the hotel suite and cried. She told her best friend at the time what had happened, but was too scared to tell anyone else. That's not the testimony that Cassie gave on the stand. I think at her testimony, if I'm not mistaken, I think she said Puffy kissed her on the forehead and he brought Britney Spears and Dallas Austin with him to her birthday party. And that was the first time that he kissed her. But never once did Cassie state that she didn't want to be kissed by him, that he forced himself on her. These are all bullshit lies by Cassie's attorneys to put the gasoline on the story to make it more crazy. You understand? Push Puffy into a corner where he has to settle the lawsuit, and then Southern District of New York uses this same lawsuit to bring the criminal complaint. Roland Lee, what up? I see you. Thank you for your channel membership. Now, another thing that came out, and this was a lot of the rumors that was going around, is that Puffy signed Cassie to this 10-year album deal in order to lock her in, to control her money, to control her career. I can't speak to what his intentions were, and if those were his real intentions. But what did come out at the trial is that through Puffy, Cassie did songs with Lil Wayne, Rick Ross, Wiz Khalifa, French Montana. Who else? Was Future one of them, or 2 Chainz? I don't know about Future and 2 Chainz, but definitely those other ones. So she, through Puffy, and it came out at the trial, she was able to do collabs and features with well-known popular artists. So the argument that he killed her career or whatever that case, that was a lie. What did come out is that Cassie had stage fright. Whenever she would go to perform, she would come down with a bunch of anxiety and she wouldn't perform well. And some people like Capricorn Clark even said that she really wasn't that talented. But what did come out was that on 106 in Park and BET, Puffy put her in positions to succeed. Puffy put her in positions to become a star. But it came out that she came down with tremendous amounts of anxiety, got tremendous amounts of fear and nervousness when performing, and never did perform well. Also, Cassie had the biggest budget out of any artist on Bad Boy Records. When Cassie was at Bad Boy, I don't know who the other artist on Bad Boy was, but Cassie had the biggest budget out of everybody. So that whole shit about RJU Jones, what up? All that whole story about he tried to kill her career so he could put her into, doing these freak offs is a big lie. You understand? She just didn't have it. He really tried to make her a star. Paragraph 57, page 12. Compounding this all-encompassing intrusion into her life, Puffy secured his control over the young and impressionable Cassie by introducing her to a drug-fueled lifestyle that kept her complacent and compliant. That's a lie. That's a lie. Because Cassie already testified on the stand that she was already getting high before she met Puff. Puffy first introduced Cassie to opiates around 2008 and would often have pills and other drugs out in the open like candy. This is crazy, man. So all of that came out during the trial, that they both were as heavily involved in drugs as the other one. Cassie was already getting high before she met Puff. Puff was already getting high before he met Cassie. It talks about in here the violence that we all know. We saw that in the videos, and it came out during the trial. And Puffy's even admitted to it, the domestic violence piece. We don't. I watched my mother be a part of domestic violence, so I don't condone domestic violence. Dude, Cigarillo, what up? So that, a lot of that is in here, right? But this should have been a domestic violence case. Cassie should have filed a domestic violence case, but she didn't want to do that because she needed money. Let's get back to the story. Now, after she marries the personal trainer, they filed this lawsuit November 16, 2023. October 2023, Cassie and her husband and her 2 kids leave Los Angeles, move back to the East Coast, and move into her house, her mother and father's house in Connecticut. Cassie, her husband, and the 2 kids leave LA and move back in with Cassie's parents in Connecticut. A month later, they file the $20 million lawsuit. So I don't know what the real reason is. I don't want to speculate and infer, but it did come out. It was asked that she had financial problems. Her and her husband had financial problems in Los Angeles. He was a personal trainer. He didn't make enough money to support her and 2 kids and the lifestyle that she was accustomed to, that she had under Puff. Hit that like button, y'all. Put me on too. Sidebar. Hit that like button. The life that Puffy had afforded her, Cassie had an apartment in Los Angeles. Puffy paid that rent. Cassie had an apartment in one of Trump's condominium buildings. Puffy paid that. He bought her a Jaguar. Whatever she needed, spending money, whatever, Puffy gave it to her. After her and Puffy broke up around 2018, 2019, I want to get to that part too. she had got accustomed to this particular lifestyle. And when the money ran out, she sued Puff. And she got $20 million out of it. But look at everything that's going on in her life now. Now, also, Cassie's lawyers are guilty of defamation. These are Cassie's lawyers: Douglas Wigdor, Meredith Firetog, Michael Willamine. These three lawyers are guilty of defamation of character, Puff, because they allege, and Cassie said it on the stand under direct examination. After Cassie and Puff broke up, they was trying to go their separate ways, and Cassie was dealing with her now current husband. They were still texting on the phone, and Puffy invited Cassie out to dinner. They went out to eat at an Italian restaurant in Malibu. Puffy paid. Now, she dealing with her husband. I don't think they were married at the time, but I think they were just getting going. They could have been married. But Puffy gets in touch with her. She goes out to dinner with Puffy. They go to eat at an Italian restaurant in Malibu. After they go eat, they go back to Cassie's crib. They go back to Cassie's crib. Paragraph 130, page 23. Share this video. Share this video. Share this video. So after they go eat, I'm gonna come off the top of the dome of what I heard in the courtroom. I was on the 24th floor in the overflow. I was on the 24th floor. I was over there in the overflow. And Cassie was on the stand. I'm looking at Cassie on the stand from the overflow joint. Puffy's lawyer, Anna Estevayo, that's how Mark Agnifilo pronounced it. I pronounce it Estevayo. I think she's either Portuguese or Brazilian because of how she spelled her last name. Cassie said that, just what I told y'all. She was involved with her now husband. Her and Puffy went out to eat. They went back to Cassie's crib. Cassie testified she invited him in, and then Cassie said that Puffy took the raccoon. Cassie said Puffy took the raccoon on the stand. Cassie said he took it. He took it. And that after he took the raccoon, he got up and left. And then Cassie said Puffy texted her back. It was either the next day, it was either later that day or the next day, that he didn't perform well. Like he didn't hit it right. You understand? And that, he had to do better the next time or something, but he acknowledged that he didn't hit it right. That's what she said. That's what Cassie said on the stand. So when Cassie said Puffy took the kitty cat from her, Anna Estevayo said, he took it from you? Are you sure it wasn't consensual? Cassie said, nah, he took it. Then Anna Estevao said, well, Cassie, isn't it true that a week or 2 weeks later, you and Puffy had sex again? Cassie testified, yes, we did. Anna Estevao, well, if he took it the last time, why would you get with him again and let him hit it again? And, you know, this is what the cross-examination, these were things that came out during the cross. Now, it also came out during the cross, and check me out. Check Sean G out. Check me out. This is a $6 coffee, and this coffee tastes terrible. It's terrible. It's terrible. I hate it.
Then you got this thing right here. You guys got this.
Now, while Puffy was hitting it, this is where the story. Well, let me read from the lies. Let me read from the lies of Cassie's lawyers. Let's read the lies of Cassie's lawyers. Let's read the lies. Check out the lie. By 2017, 2018, Cassie became desperate to leave Mr. Combs and his abuse of her. She recognized that if she stayed with him, she would never be able to have a successful career or ever be physically or mentally safe. She therefore became determined to completely break away from Mr. Combs and his cycle of abuse and made concerted efforts to avoid him. She made concerted efforts to avoid him. In September of 2018, Cassie, it says she joined Puffy. Cassie joined Puffy for a dinner at an Italian restaurant in Malibu, California, for what Cassie believed would be a discussion about concluding their relationship for good. This is what our lawyers wrote now. Check Sean G out. Check me out. After dinner, Puffy and Cassie returned to Cassie's home, which was paid for by Puffy. So she was already chilling. Cassie was chilling with the personal trainer dude, who was her now husband, but Puffy was still paying the rent over there. Puffy was still paying the rent. But she chilling with my man. She chilling with her new man, the personal trainer that Puffy introduced her to, who used to train Puffy. Puffy paying the rent. Puffy paying the rent. Puffy paying the rent over there. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. And if she had an apartment at the apartment over here, Puffy was paying that too. She had a Jaguar. Puffy was paying that. She probably had a additional authorized credit card. Puffy was probably paying that. She need pocket money. Puffy was giving her that. She want to go to the Video Music Awards. Puffy taking her there. She want to go to the Grammys. Puffy taking her there. She want to go to the red carpet joint. Puffy saying, come on, go with me. She want to go to the Met Gala at the Lincoln Center in New York. Puffy taking her over there. She want to meet anybody in the world that's famous. Puffy taking her there. She got all of these benefits with Puff. Puffy taking her there. She got unlimited resources dealing with Puff. So she dealing with the trainer. Paragraph 133. Puffy forced himself into her apartment. Puffy paying the rent, but her lawyer, Cassie lawyer, Doug Wigdor, Meredith Firetar, and Mike Williams said, Puffy paying the rent. He on the lease. His name on the lease. Bad boy name on the lease. But he forced herself into the apartment. He forced herself in there. I see you, man. He forced herself in there. He forced herself into an apartment he paying for. Can somebody explain to me, how do you force yourself into an apartment that you paying for? How? And your name on the lease. Ain't no Tannenbaum. No Tannenbaum. Puffy forced himself into her apartment and tried to kiss Cassie. She told him to stop and attempted to push him away. Mr. Combs then forcibly pulled off Cassie's clothing and unbuckled his belt. He proceeded to RAPE Cassie while she repeatedly said no and tried to push him away. Soon thereafter, Cassie took steps to completely separate herself from her longtime abuser, including by leaving the home that he paid for and returning the car he purchased for her. So they say Puffy took it. But this is what came out. This is what came out when I was in the overflow. What came out when I was in the overflow, what did Special K say? Cassie can't carry a tune in a bucket. I wouldn't pay her to sing a song. What came out was that Puffy did pick Cassie up, took her to eat at the Italian restaurant in Malibu. They ate. Cassie and Puff went back to Cassie's crib that Puffy paid for. Cassie testified she let him in. Not forcibly. Cassie let him in, and then Cassie herself, out her mouth, said Puffy took it. But this is what happened. While her and Puffy was doing the raccoon, Cassie's boyfriend, the personal trainer, FaceTimed her on the iPad. And when the FaceTime came up, it said, what was that nigga's name on the FaceTime? Badman Bandit? Batman? Something. But when the FaceTime picture came up, Cassie looked at the iPad and Puffy looked at the iPad. They both looked at the iPad of the personal trainer calling, who's now husband, while they was doing the raccoon. So they didn't pick it up. Cassie didn't pick it up because Puffy was hitting it, right? So after Puffy got finished hitting it, Puffy got mad. Puffy got mad and confronted her about it, like, damn, man, you always sweating me about my honeys. You understand? You always sweating me about Gina. You always sweating me about this one and that one. But look at my man. My man calling you. You understand? And my man calling you while we doing our thing. So Puffy get up, he dipped. This is what Cassie testified on the stand. He texts her back the next day or something. Yo, I didn't perform well. I didn't hit it right. You understand? And she was like, yeah, you know, but I love you. Puffy say, I love you. Cassie tell Puffy, I love you too. They constantly telling each other they love each other, but she with my man though. She with my man though. She with the trainer though. She with the trainer. But she still telling Puffy, I love you. So, come to find out, sometime later, her now husband, who was calling her on the FaceTime, found out that when he was calling her, she was with Puffy. I don't know how he found out, but that's what the testimony came out. So her husband confronts her and says, yo, you was with Puffy that time I was FaceTiming you and you didn't pick up the phone? Why the fuck you ain't pick up the phone? You was with this nigga? And Cassie lied to her current husband and told him that Puffy took the kitty cat. That Puffy took the raccoon. And that's where this whole story comes out. I'm gonna let you read the writing. I'm gonna let you read it. Look at that right there. This is what Cassie's lawyers, Douglas Wigdor, Meredith Fayattard, and Michael Willerman, this is what they filed, knowing it was an untruth and that it was a lie. Because Cassie got on the stand and said a whole nother story. Whole nother story. So, after Puffy hit it that time, after the Malibu restaurant joint, he hit it again. He hit it again about a week or two later. Yes, she did, Tunes. Yes, she did, Tunes 1507. Then he hit it again. He hit it a little bit later. He hit it again a little bit later. So, this is the paperwork. You understand? These are the legal documents. Where was I at in the courtroom? Put it in the comment section. Where I was at. Where was I at during the trial? Put it in the comment section. Where I was at, what floor I was on. Tunes 50 in the overflow. 24th floor. There it go. Lucifer. Jay Jackson. Special K. I was in the overflow. I was in the overflow right there. Right there. I'm gonna show it to you right there. Look at that building right there. See that tall building? Right there. I was up there. Puff was in 26. Patricia Brown, I was in the 24th floor. I was in the overflow. And I always sat in the back. Ask anybody down here. Say, yo, where did Sean G sit? Where did the podcast with Soul sit? When I would walk into the overflow, it was two doors. Wham, boom, walk in, then another door. Bang, open that door. There's a bench right here and a bench right here. I would always dip. I would always dip to the left. And I sat in the back. I sat in the back all the way in the corner so I could see everybody in the courtroom. I wanted to see everything. I wanted to see everything and everybody. And then I used to take my notes on the armrest of the bench. It was like a church pew. You know them old churches down south, them old Baptist churches? Them wooden pews, that's what it was. And I used to sit in the corner in the back by myself. I ain't talk to nobody. Angela Griffith, I sat in the back. But sometimes I would get up and I would walk up to the front because they had the big TV. They had a big TV right here, and then they had a big TV right here. And sometimes, if I really wanted to see good, I would get up and go walk up to the front and say, "Excuse me," to whoever's in the front, and I would look in the screen like this. I would look in the TV like that. I walk up there. I'll do this. So I can see Puff. Like if I wanted to see Puff, hey Angela Griffith, if I wanted to see Puff, because I really couldn't see him good from the back, all I could really see was the color of the nigga's sweater. One day the nigga have on a mango sweater. The next day the nigga have on a tan sweater. The next day the nigga have on a blue sweater. The next day the nigga have on a cream sweater. He kept wearing the same sweaters over and over. So if I wanted to see him real good, and the nigga had a gray afro, and some big old black glasses, big thick rim glasses, looked like David Ruffin. And if I wanted to see him real good, I'd go up to the front like this. I would do that right there. But as soon, sidebar, sunshine, sidebar. But as soon as I got done seeing them, you know what I'd do? My note's better than yours, I'm that soul. Now, them wasn't no Sean John sweaters, no they wasn't. Them was some Dollar Tree sweaters, cause he couldn't wear nothing expensive. He had to look cheap. He was on trial for his life. So to the jury, he had to play it off like he was broke. So he would wear all Dollar Tree sweater, 7-Eleven slacks, goddamn truck stop gas station shirt. You understand? So he couldn't look fly. He couldn't come in there with no Versace on or no Sean John or Gucci. Couldn't do that. That'd be a no-go. But look, you had the 7-Eleven slacks, man. The Chipotle, head on Chipotle sneakers. You understand? The nigga had to dress the part. Then he had the gray afro. But after I would see Puff playing that role, Jacoby, I would walk back to my seat. Where did I sit at? Put it in the live chat where I sat at. Skeeter Bike, where did I sit at? Put it in the live chat. Where did the podcast from Soul sit at? Jay Jackson, all the way in the back. I'll be back here. By myself. I'll be way over there. I'll be back here. So I can see everything. I want to see everything. I want to see who's coming in. I want to see who's going out. I want to see everything. I wanted to see everything. I sat in the back, like I used to do on the school bus when I ride the school bus to school back in 1983. I had to be cool and sit in the back. I didn't want to sit in the front. The cool kids didn't sit in the front. The nerds sat in the front. I wanted to sit in the back and open up the window and scream out the window. Like that right there. I'm that dude. I sat all the way in the back. So, I'm gonna tell y'all a story. If y'all want me to tell y'all a story, put a 7 in the live chat. Put a 7 in the live chat. All right, there they go. There they go. 7's in the live chat. I need y'all to put me on 300 thumbs up. 300 thumbs up. I'm finna tell y'all, this story right here is the honest to God truth. I swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God in front of this courtroom. Check me out. All right, so look. Let me make sure my tie straight. Let me make sure my tie straight. See, I got to keep my tie straight so it's better than Cassie's lawyers. I look better than Cassie's lawyers. Cassie's lawyers are liars. Cassie's lawyers filed this civil complaint and extorted $20 million out of Puff. But that's all right. When Puff get out, we're going to claw that back. We're going to claw that back. But check this out. How many of y'all saw that interview with Mark Agnifilo and the black girl from CBS? How many of y'all saw that? Mark Agnifilo did an interview with the black girl this week. Lucifer saw it. If you saw it, put a yes in there. Milton Scott, Lovely Lynn. If you saw that interview with Mark Agnifilo and CBS, okay, there they go. Alicia Butler, I see you. These niggas ain't seen it. I see you. Watch this story right here. Watch this story right here. Check me out. Check me out. So that black girl, and send this video to Mark Agnifilo. He need to know this. Because if you watch that video, this reporter from CBS is kind of like looking down on Mark Agnifilo with an air of condescension, right? Like, how dare you represent Puffy? You can see it in her demeanor that she wanted. Who that right there? Goddamn Jay Jackson and sent a nigga $5. I needed that $5. That coffee cost me $6 and it ain't no good. It ain't no good. It ain't no good. This shit nasty. So I'm watching this interview. With Mark Agnifilo. Send this video to Mark Agnifilo. And I'm looking at the girl, the black girl who's interviewing him. And I know the whole story because CBS and her at the beginning of the trial and throughout the trial. Hold on, let me fix my belt. I gotta get my belt in the loop. I put my belt in the loop better than you. Look at my belt in the loop. CBS, at the beginning of the trial and throughout the trial, was anti-Puff. Whenever we would come out, I used to watch them in the beginning. I used to watch CNN. I used to watch Nancy Grace. I used to watch Piers Morgan. I used to watch NBC, CBS, Law and Crime, because them reporters was in the courtroom with me. I wasn't there with them. They was in there with me because I'm better than them. So if I'm there, they there with me. I don't never be nowhere with them. They be there with me because I'm the best. I'm elite level. They down here. They down there. So I would come to court. This is the first week. Then I would go home and I would watch mainstream media, TMZ, and I would say, man, what are they talking about? Now they know goddamn well what they said on this TV tonight ain't what went on in the courtroom. And Nancy Grace was the worst. Tisa Tells was the worst. So this black girl that Mark Agnifilo Flow interview with last week, same thing with her. So I can see it. Maybe y'all can't see it because I was in the overflow. I saw this girl every day. I saw this girl, and we used to speak. We used to speak. But I'm going to tell you why. I got the story. I still ain't told you yet. Stay right there. You know what I'm going to tell you? Do y'all know what I'm going to tell you? Yeah, I know you don't, because I ain't told you yet. But if you keep listening, I'm telling you. In this interview, she's looking down on Mark Agnifilo. She's like, he's going to go to Madison Square Garden? Like, what y'all want Puffy to do, man? Do y'all want Puffy to die? Do you want him to go to trial again and lose? Do you want him to take his own life? Do you want him to crawl under a rock? What do you want the man to jump in front of a train? You know, she's looking at him like, he said he was gonna do what? Go back to Madison Square Garden. You know, just, but Mark already know what it is. Mark just chilling like Matt Dillon. He ain't robbing, he ain't stealing. He see the whole thing, but I see it, and the shit is making me mad, right? So check this out. Check this out. After everybody start getting down with the podcast with Soul, and they see me outside like this, right? They see me outside like this. I'm reading my notes. Yup. Do y'all remember when I used to go live at noon? Remember when I used to go live? LaTanya Dixon, I'd be out there like this. Boom. Yeah. Sidebar. Remember that? Y'all remember that? All right. So one day, and I swear to God, this is a true story on my mother, on my dead mother's obituary, and on my eyesight, that if I'm telling a lie, may the sun, moon, and stars take my eyesight, and I never get to see my son again. One day, I'm in the front. I'm out there. I'm doing my thing. That black girl that interviewed Mark Agnifilo, she came with her camera phone and did this. Came right up on me like this. She walked right up on me and started filming me. She started filming me. Right? And I'm looking. I know who she is. I know who she is. You understand? But I'm thinking, you understand? She black, I'm black, ain't no, she ain't trying to do a nigga no harm, but she like this, filming me, right? Then she asked me to take some pictures. So I do my thing, I'm like this, you understand? I'm chilling like Matt Dillon, ain't robbing, ain't stealing. She taking pictures, click, click. So then she did, right? So, next thing you know, check Sean out. I swear to God, this is a true story. Next thing you know, Tisa tells another girl from ABC, another black girl, and I can't say for sure it was that black girl that but they trying to get me kicked out of the courtroom. Yes, sir. Yes, they did. Yes, they did. Yes, they did. Yes, they did. At this point, I'm the only one pro Puff. I'm the only one. Look at my orange tie though. Yo, my orange tie money, ain't it? Yo, in my orange tie money, that shit money. At this point, I'm the only one pro Puff. So Tisa tells, I'm standing in line one morning. I'm chilling. Tisa tells is right in front of me. I paid this white dude. I think he's either a drug addict or he was homeless. And he said, yo, Sean, take my number. The nigga had a cell phone though. He said, I'm gonna hold a spot in line for you to get you in the 26th floor. Because I wanted to go see Puff. I wanted to go see Puff in 26. So I said, yo, how much you gonna charge me to wait in line for me? He said, give me $120. Give me 120. I said, I bet. So I came, I gave the nigga $60. I said, yo. I said, boom. I said, there goes 60. I said, there goes 60. I'm gonna give you the other 60 in the morning. Make sure you be out here with my motherfucking spot. So I go home. I'm like, oh snap. I'm going to 26 tomorrow. I'm gonna see Puff. I'm going to 26 tomorrow. I'm gonna see Puff. So on the way to Chilltown, because I would drive from my house to Chilltown, Jersey City, park my car, walk to the PATH train, get on the train, come into the World Trade Center, and then I would walk from the World Trade Center to the courtroom. So I'm running late that day. I can't find no parking in Jersey City. I'm riding around. So the white boy calling me, yo, Sean, where you at, nigga? I'm in the line, where you at? You gotta hurry up, they finna let y'all in. So I finally get to the World Trade Center. Now I'm running and shit. Nigga like this. Nigga running. I'm running all the way. I'm running all the way from the World Trade Center all the way to the court. I'm running, right? So I'm running. So I finally get there, and he got my spot. So I'm first in line. Am I first in line or second in line? I'm first in line. I got the first spot. So I'm definitely getting the 26. I'm definitely gonna see Puff. I'm like, hell yeah. I'm finna see this nigga Puff. So I'm chilling in line. So they let us in. I'm first in line. Boop, boop. But when you go in the federal building, you gotta take off your watch, you gotta take off your hat, you gotta take off your belt, you gotta give them your cell phones, and then you gotta walk through these metal detectors. So I was the first nigga to go, but it took me a long time. Tisa Tells was behind me, and she ended up beating me out of the security checkpoint joint, and then getting to be first in line in the hallway. Because after we got in, then you had to wait in the hallway for the U.S. Marshals to come, and then they would only take 14 people upstairs to the public. Only 14. They would say, give me my first 7. Then 1 or 2 U.S. Marshals will take you upstairs. Then they walk you to 26. And then there was this short Italian Marshal. It was an Italian dude. It was U.S. Marshal. This nigga didn't play. He was serious as a heart attack on Tuesday afternoon. He said, man, wherever you sit, don't chew no gum. If I catch you chewing gum, if I catch you drinking water, if I catch you eating, you're getting kicked out. No questions. So when we get in the hallway, Tisa Tells beats me through. So now she in first place and I'm in second place. But I ain't sweating that because I'm still going to see Puff because the first 14 go. I'm number 2. I'm definitely getting into 26. So I'm chilling like this and I'm watching her. I already done peeped her whole style. You understand? And she in there. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. All this so fake ass shit. So I ain't saying nothing. I'm just holding my toothpick fell. I picked it up off the floor, put it back in my mouth. That's all right, don't worry about it. It's my mouth and my toothpick. You ain't gotta worry about it. Worry about your own self. So I'm just chilling. I'm watching her do her buffoonery. She turned around, Tisa Tells turned around to me, and she say to me, what she say? What do you think about the trial so far? And I don't know what I said. And then she said something to the effect of, do you think Puffy's guilty or innocent, or are you pro-Puff and anti-Puff? I told her, I said, yo, I'm pro-Puff, nigga. I didn't say nigga, but my body language said it. I said, man, I'm pro-Puff. So when I told her that, she dipped out of line and went to the back. She went to the back of the line. So, boom, I go upstairs. I'm in the overflow. I'm chilling. They put me in like the third or fourth row, right on the corner. But I don't like the overflow, because you can't hear good in there. But all I wanted to do was see Puff. And I saw that nigga. Puff had on a sky blue sweater. And once I saw him, I said, shit, I'm cool. I go back to the overflow now, because the overflow was better. It had better hearing. It wasn't as strict. You could drink water in there. You could sneak in a coffee. You could sneak you a coffee in. You could sneak you a butter roll in or a muffin. You know, you could get that off. And 26, no dice. So I come out. I'm chilling. I'm doing my thing. Next thing I know, I'm on Instagram, and other social media influencers, TikTokers, YouTubers, Instagrammers come up to me and tell me, saying, Sean, they said that you doxed Mia's name, that you disclosed Mia's real name. And one girl went to the marshal and said, why is he in here? Talking about me. Why is he in here? And then they went and told Maureen Comey and the Southern District of New York and the judge that I needed to be barred from the courtroom. Word is born. Word is born. Word is born. True story. You could go look in the transcript and see that. So then Tisa Tells did a video. She didn't say my name, but what she said was something, she kind of like was talking around it, but not putting the address on it. But you knew she was talking about me. Oh, this guy, the hip hop YouTuber. That's what they called me. That black girl that interviewed Mark Agnifilo, Tisa Tells, the other black girl from ABC, NBC. That's what they called me, right? Why is he here? So somebody came to me. I ain't gonna say who it was. You understand? And told me, say, Sean, they saying this, they saying that. So after I saw Tisa Tells make that video about me, I made one about her. But I didn't release that joint. I didn't release it. Because that ain't really my style. You understand? That ain't really my style. Tanya, what up? So I said, man, fuck that bitch, man. I ain't gonna release that shit. Fuck her. So I was just sitting on the video. I'm just sitting on the video. But every day I come, everybody talking about me. Everybody talking about me. The dude with the suspenders, the hip hop YouTuber. So now I'm coming to the court. I'm saying to myself, when I get like right in here, I'm saying the marshals, they gonna block me today. They gonna ban me from the courtroom. I was already preparing myself to be banned from the courtroom. But I would come up, I would go in, and I would say, Sean, they finna turn you around. Your days of covering this trial is over. But the U.S. Marshals, all the U.S. Marshals that work downstairs at the security point, they was cool with me. They was cool with me. Yes, they was. Yes, they was. They was cool with me. Yes, they was. All of them. All of them. All of them. big ass white dude, Spanish dude, black dudes, Italian dudes. They was all cool with me. All the U.S. Marshals downstairs was cool with me. So I would come in, I would be like, oh shit, they let me in. So I would go up and do my thing. So then I released the video showing T. Sattel's was the one that exposed Mia's real name. You understand? And I don't know this to be certain. But I think being that I was the only one that was overtly and expressly and outwardly pro-Puff, I think Puffy's legal team told Maureen Coleman them, or the judge said, nah, man, nah, everybody else against Puff. You gotta leave nigga Sean G there. You gotta leave the podcast with Soul there. Leave him alone. Leave him alone. Don't mess with him. Leave him alone. Leave him alone. And I kept coming. But all this is in the transcript. All this is in the transcript. So, getting back to the black girl that interviewed Mark Agnifilo, she came, took video pictures of me and shit, took a whole video, pictures and all that, and ain't never posted or nothing, man. I don't know if she used it to goddamn, I don't know what the hell she used it for, but she never told me what she did with it, and she never posted it on her Instagram, because I asked her for her Instagram. I said, what's your Instagram? She said it was Jerica Dunstan or some shit like that. Jerica, her name Jerica Edwards, some shit. Then after she interviewed Mark Agnifilo the other day, she go back and sit down with Gayle King, and Gayle King talking like, you know how she is. Oh, yes, sir, boss. Yes, sir, boss. I piece. You know how she is. You know what I'm saying? She a Oreo cookie. She black on the outside, white on the inside. She started talking down on Puff. She started talking down on Puff to this girl. You know what I'm saying? So, Mark Agnifilo, Tenny Garagos, Xavier Donaldson, Nicole Westmoreland, and Piers Morgan did the same thing to Nicole Westmoreland the other day. Brian Steele, Anna Esteveo, Xavier Donaldson, Jason Driscoll, Alexander Shapiro, Mark Agnifilo. You do what you want to do. I don't care what y'all do. You do what you want to do. Do what Puff tell you to do. But just know that none of these mainstream media outlets gave y'all a chance in the world at winning. They were against Puff from day one up until day to the verdict. They're still against Puff. And if you're gonna be giving anybody any kind of interviews, the interviews should come to me, or I could give you names of other YouTubers and Instagrammers and TikTokers that was pro-Puff. But all of these people, they hate Puff. They hated Puff at the beginning. They hated the verdict. They wanted Puffy to go to jail forever. They wanted him to get a life sentence, and they hate Puff now. And they don't respect y'all. They just using y'all for views. That's the real story. That's the real story with that black girl that interviewed Mark Agnifilo. Send this video to Mark Agnifilo. That's the real story. That's the real story. And the mainstream media, see, the YouTubers, I need 400 likes. I need 400 thumbs up. Put that thumbs up. Raise it up. Put me on 400. The YouTubers, myself included, the TikTokers, the Instagrammers, there was maybe about 30 of us 40 of us. We controlled the narrative of this trial. Nobody cared about mainstream media. When you walk down this street right here, there were social media influencers all in the front, all right there, all over. Social media influencers, we owned this trial. We killed social media. I mean, we killed mainstream media. Everybody was more interested in what we had to say as in-courtroom observers than the mainstream media who never came. Piers Morgan wasn't down here one day. Nancy Grace, Gayle King, none of them three dudes from TMZ. Who else has some big mouth to say? Vlad TV wasn't down here. The Art of Dialogue wasn't down here. Nobody, none of these big platforms was down here. Not one motherfucking day. Not one day. Yet, they got so much to say about what they know about this trial and didn't hear not one day of testimony. I was in this motherfucker every day. I saw everybody who came in, and everybody who was here knew me, hands down, because I had the gear. I had the motherfucking hat on, my suspender, my gear was fly, I looked good, and my notes was the best. My reporting was the best. My reporting was down the middle. You understand? My reporting was down the middle. I killed it. I killed it. I killed it. And mainstream media will come down here and do interviews with Tisa Tells. Tisa Tells was on ABC or whatever channel she was on. Nancy Grace, Gene Deal, and all these other YouTubers and TikTokers and Instagrammers who were anti-Puff. Mainstream media, being that we was killing the game, would come and get the anti-Puff Instagrammers and YouTubers and put them on their mainstream media channel. But they never asked me. They never asked me because they knew what the fuck it was. They knew what I was gonna say. They knew what I was gonna say, and they knew I couldn't be bought. They knew I couldn't be bought. Can't buy me. Can't be bought. Can't be bought. They never asked me. But that didn't bother me. That didn't deflate me. That didn't hurt my feelings. All that made me do was just elevate my game and make sure that I was the best reporter down here. I was the best reporter down here. Hands down. And the way they tried to get me kicked out, the way they tried to diss me, you understand? You bringing on lower level reporters, you bringing on reporters down here, giving them crazy exposure on your platform, but you ain't gonna give the black god no exposure. Watch what I do. That's why my coverage was the best. I killed everybody. I killed them. Because everything is competition with me. I hate to lose. I love to win. I love to compete. I gotta be better than you. And I came down here. That was my attitude every day. I said, I'm going down there, I'm gonna dress the flyers, and I'm gonna give the best journalism ever. That's what the fuck I did. Vicky Slaughter, thank you, baby. And that's the way I got down. And then check me out. Check Sean G out. Stay right there. Don't move. Stay right there. Don't move. Don't go to the bathroom. Don't go get another drink. Stay right there. Bang. So everybody coming out, all the mainstream media, even the black girl from CNN, Laura Coates, I saw her. She used to be in the courtroom with me. She never invited me on her show. She invited everybody else but the God. But I didn't sweat that because I knew I'm better than her. I knew I'm the best. So check Sean G out. I'm doing such a great job. I'm killing the game. I'm setting the standard. I'm setting the tone. I'm raising the bar. I'm doing it the right way. Now, the trial going on, Puffy's lawyers are destroying every witness that the Southern District of New York put on. Salute. So I'm coming out, everybody else just reporting the direct examination. They're not doing the cross. They're not showing where Brian Steele and Nicole Westmoreland and Tenny Garagos and Mark Agnifilo and Anna Esteveo is making these witnesses cry. Brian Steele made Mia cry on the stand. Tenny Garagos made Jane Doe cry on the stand. Goddamn Dawn Richard, Nicole Westmoreland made Dawn Richard look stupid. Made Breonna Boglin look stupid. Perjury like a motherfucker on the stand. Perjury like a motherfucker. Perjury like a motherfucker. So I'm coming out, I'm reporting that part too. I'm doing the right. Yo, the direct examination was rough, but the cross-examination, Puffy and them killed it. Now, week 2, week 3, check me out, y'all. Check me out. Week 3, now everybody's seeing Puffy is innocent. Now, all the YouTubers, TikTokers, and Instagrammers that were anti-Puff, now they coming over to the middle like, damn, man. Puffy didn't do what they said he did. Now, mainstream media, TMZ, now they all reporting it down the middle. Fake ass motherfucker, because y'all rock jumpers. This what they was, y'all. Look at the rock jumper. Look at the rock jumper. This is what they was doing. Look at the rock jumper. This was all the mainstream media. This was all the mainstream media and TikTokers and Instagrammers at the beginning of the trial. Y'all see that right there? That's a rock. At first, the first 3 weeks, everybody over here, lock Puff up, give him a life sentence. He's guilty. Puff is a monster. He did it. Then, but I'm over here. I'm over here by myself. I'm over here by myself. I'm over here chilling like this. I'm over here chilling by myself. It's 8 billion people over here. It's 8 billion. And look, how many in here? 478. All 478 of y'all and all 8 billion people on the planet, all y'all was over here. Y'all too? Yes, you was. All y'all was over here. Yes, you was. All 8 billion people, Vicky Slaughter, you was over there too. All y'all was over there. I was over here by myself. I'm down with Puff. I'm down with Puff. Chilling like this. Chilling. Then, after the trial started swinging, now, look at this is what Vicky Slaughter did. This is what Sunshine did. Zach, who else? Renee, Jay Jackson, Sunshine, Tony. I don't care, y'all done gave me money. Tim Relaford. Then all y'all did this. Y'all did this. I'm over here. I'm over here. No, you wasn't. 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 You was over here. You a rock jumper. You a rock jumper. All y'all was over there with that black girl from CBS and Gayle King and Tisa Tells and CNN and all the other ones, TMZ. All y'all was over here. Down with Puff. Down with Puff. I was over there chilling. I was over there chilling by myself. I was over there chilling by myself. Because my self-esteem high. My self-esteem high. I don't need your acceptance. I don't need your approval. I don't need none of that. I approve myself. I accept myself. I know I'm money. I know I'm money. I know I'm money. I know I'm money. But that's the real deal. When I got down here, they wouldn't even speak to me. Nobody wouldn't even. Hold up, let me tuck my shirt in. Let me tuck my shirt in. Hold up. They wouldn't even speak to me. I gotta take these pants back and get them taken up again. They stay too big. I keep losing weight. I keep losing weight. My pants too big. So that's the way it goes. And that's the story with that black girl that interviewed Mark Agnifilo. And they hated me, but I don't care, because I hated them back. I ain't like Martin Luther King. You hate me and I love you. Hell no. You hate me, I hate you too. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. You hate me? You hate me? I hate you too. Yes, I do. 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 I got the pinstripe joint on. I got the dope. These custom made. It's a custom made suit. When I wear the jacket, I'm gonna show y'all the jacket one day. And the jacket is a custom made for Sean Gumby. Custom made. I used to go get my suits made from this Italian dude. He can't even speak English too good. All he can tell you is the day to come pick up the suit and how much it costs. He say $1,800 Tuesday. That's all he can say. He know the money and the date. And I used to go stand there like this. And that nigga, he get that tape measure. He measure me and shit. Wear the fly suit. Got the fly suit. I got the fly suit. I got the fly suit. I got the fly suit. So anyway, I'm finna get up out of here. But all of y'all on here was against Puffy. Yes, you was. Yes, you was. You, talking to you. You. Yes, you was. Yes, you was. Yes, you was, Jay Jackson. Yes, you was. Yes, you was. Then, when y'all saw me with my fly gear, y'all said, oh shit, this nigga right here. Then y'all started listening to me, and y'all was like, bet, I'm getting down with Sean G. I'm getting down with the podcast of soul. I'm gonna get down with the podcast of soul. Get down with the podcast of soul. I'm gonna get down with the podcast of soul. Yo, who was better? Can y'all answer me a question? Can I ask y'all a question, please? I'm gonna ask y'all one question. Skeeter Bite, yes you was. Yes you was. Stop lying, nigga. Stop lying. Yes you was. Yes you was. Can I ask y'all a question? Pan Peaches, you too. You was against Puff. Tony, you too. I got a question. Who was better? Who was better? TMZ or Sean G? Who was better? Or the podcast was sold? TMZ, or the podcast with Soul? TMZ over here. Podcast with Soul over here. Who was the best? Who did the best report? Who did the best? I killed them niggas. I killed them. Killed them. That's right. Let me ask y'all another question. Can I ask y'all another question? 2 G's, Ernest Stewart, Marla, K. Law. All right, hold up, y'all. Time out. Let me ask y'all another question. Who do you think could interview Mark Agnifilo the best? That black girl who interviewed him the other day, or the podcast with Soul? Who would do the best? That girl or the podcast with Soul? Who would be the best? Angel's Place. Goddamn right. The podcast with Soul. Podcast with Soul. I'm the bar. I'm the standard. I'm gonna tell y'all one more story. Y'all want me to tell y'all one more story? If you want me to tell you one more true story, put a 4 in the live chat. Put a 4 in the live chat. Put a 4 in the live chat. This is a true story. Becky Mandela, what up? Tawana Campbell, Tim, Patricia Bryan, what up? All right, so here we go. Do you know the male entertainer that's doing interviews now called Clayton Howard? If you know the guy that's doing the interviews now called Clayton Howard, put a yes in the live chat. He was on The Art of Dialogue, and he was on Vlad. The Escort. All right, check this out. This on my mother's obituary, and what the story I'm finna tell you is on my eyesight. If I'm telling you a lie, may the sun, moon, and stars take my eyesight so I never get to see little Sean again. Check me out. So about Clayton Howard. Shout out to Clayton Howard. Send this video to Clayton Howard. Shout out to Clayton Howard. Clayton Howard is suing Cassie. Clayton Howard said Cassie assaulted him, and I believe it. Clayton Howard came out like right after the verdict. The verdict was July the 2nd, 2025. It was a Friday. Was it Friday? It was a Friday. The verdict came out on a Friday, July the 2nd. Who that right there with that $20? Goddamn Aisha Yasmin. Aisha, I see you. Thank you, baby. After the verdict came out, then Clayton Howard came out. Who did he go on first? I think he went on The Art of Dialogue first. Clayton Howard reached out to me in early June. I don't know if he had already reached out to Vlad TV or to The Art of Dialogue, but Clayton Howard reached out to the podcast with Soul first back in early June. Yes, he did. I was chilling at the crib and I got an email. And it said, yo, my name is Clayton Howard. I'm one of the male escorts that had a relationship with Cassie. and he sent me a screenshot of his book. Y'all go buy his book, support him. So I get probably 20, anywhere from 12 to 20 fake emails a day, spam. So the email come up and shit. I'm like, yo, is this shit real? Or is this some bullshit? So he said, yo, I was one of the male escorts with Cassie. Here's a copy of my book. And I want to come on your platform and tell my story. So I said, all right, bet. So I emailed the nigga back with my phone number. I said, yo, call me. So I got the phone there. I got my phone there. I got the phone there. I'm waiting on him to call. The phone ain't ringing. The phone ain't ringing because I got my phone set up to where if you block your number, the call don't come through. It shoots you right to the voicemail joint. So I keep getting these voicemails from a private number. So the nigga emailed me back. Clayton Howard emailed me back, said, yo, I'm trying to call you, but I keep going to voicemail. I said, yo, unblock your number. He said, nah, I don't want to unblock my number. This is a very sensitive situation. I need to be private and confidential. I said, what the fuck is you calling me? How the fuck else am I gonna talk to you or know who if you telling me the truth? Because I think you fronting anyway. How the hell we gonna get somewhere if I already think you full of shit because of all of the bullshit emails I get every day, 7 days a week? You scared to disclose yourself to me. How are we gonna get somewhere? He said, I said, well, send me your number. I'll call you. It never happened. So what I say to him? I said, man, when he wouldn't unblock his number, obviously you've been watching me. Obviously you've been watching my coverage and you think I'm doing a pretty good job. Maybe because you a nigga and I'm a nigga, you want to come on my platform first or whatever. I don't know what his rationale was for contacting me, but obviously you know I'm real. Give me your number and I'm gonna call you. So he didn't give me his number. He didn't unblock his number. So I think I sent him an email back. He sent another email like, yo, I just tried to call you. I said, yo, unblock your number. I said, man, look, because I'm thinking he full of shit. I said, man, go play with somebody else. And I left it alone. This was like the end of May, beginning of June. So right around the verdict, who was that? Angie's place. Angie, thank you, baby. So right around the verdict, the nigga Clayton Howard, he emailed me again. He say, yo, I'm getting ready to tell my story. And I emailed him right back. I said, man, you full of shit. I emailed back. I said, you full of shit. And he emailed me back. He said, you just like them old clown ass niggas. He said, you a clown ass nigga. And that was it. And we never connected. But I believe Clayton Howard. I believe Clayton Howard's story. I believe when he says that Cassie assaulted him. I believe him when he said that Cassie gave him a venereal disease. I believe him when he says that Cassie put all her period blood on him. I believe him when he says that she got pregnant by him and aborted the bait. I believe his story. But I probably never would have, after I would have talked to him, if me and him would have got together and talked, you know, because I'm pro Puff. I'm pro Puff. Clayton Howard, he don't come off as much as anti-Puff as he is anti-Cassie. Now he's definitely anti-Cassie and he's suing Cassie. But I wouldn't have been able to have the nigga on my platform dropping salt on Puff, talking bad about Puff, because I'm fucking with Puff. You know what I'm saying? And I would have told him that if we would have ever got together. But Clayton Howard, man, I believe you. I wish you the best with your lawsuit. You know what I'm saying? I believe your story. I hope you sell a lot of books. But I'm down with Puff, man. I'm down with Puff. But that's a real story right there. That's a true story. That's a true story. That's a true story. See, my name, my channel, and my name is all over this trial, man. I'm all over this trial, man. I'm all over this trial. That's a true story. Jay Jackson, that's a true story. That's a true story. Word is born, man, on my eyesight. Word is born on my eyesight. Yes, I did. Yes, he did. He emailed me. Yes, he did. Ask him. Ask him. He'll tell you. All right, y'all, I'm tired now. What y'all want to talk about now? You anti-Cassie? I'm anti-Cassie, too. She took the money, then took the stand, then wrote a letter to have. Yeah, that's crazy, man. Mark Jag. Prayer closet. Somebody contact Puff's attorneys and ask Mark and Niffle of the Grand Showji. They all gonna give me interviews. I'm not worried about getting an interview from Mark, Tenny. All of them are gonna give me interviews. I used to see, y'all wanna hear another story? If you wanna hear another true story, I like baby oil too. You wanna rub some on me? Who that right there? Hollywood T. Goddamn Hollywood T. Hollywood T, thank you for the super chat. I got one more true story for you. If you wanna hear another true story, put a 2 in the live chat. Put a 2 in the live chat. You want to hear another true story? Put a 2 in the live chat. I'm going to get interviews easy. Easy. I'm going to get interviews with all of Puffy's lawyers. But I want to wait till this whole thing is over. I don't want to do an interview now and then the story make a left-hand turn. Then I interview here. Then the story make a U-turn. Then I interview over here and the story make a right. I want to wait till it's all done to get my interview. So, every time I used to see, when we would take a lunch break, when the judge would call a lunch break, everybody would go down to the cafeteria on the 8th floor. The cafeteria on the 8th floor. So you go in there, you see Xavier Donaldson, you see Alexander Shapiro, Jason Driscoll, Nicole Westmoreland, Brian Steele will be down there. I don't think I ever saw a Tenny down there. But every time I used to see Nicole Westmoreland in the cafeteria, I used to buy her a coffee. I used to buy her a coffee. Every time I went in there, Nicole Westmoreland be right there. Nicole Westmoreland like this tall. She's short. She's short. Who that right there? T. Coons. Clark Atlanta number 1 school. Hey, T. Coons. T. Coons, don't do that, man. Come on, man. I had honeys at Clark, man. The Clark honeys and the Spelman honeys used to love Morris Brown niggas, man. I'm telling you, man. We had all the honeys, man. I had honeys at Clark, man. I had honeys at Clark. I had this honey at Clark. She came to Morris Brown to beat up my girlfriend. My girlfriend stayed in the dorms at Morris Brown. She was gonna throw her out the window, scratch my key, my car, and everything. But anyway, T. Coon was trying to get me off my game. Every time I see Nicole Westmoreland in the cafeteria, I buy her a coffee. And Nicole Westmoreland from Atlanta. She from Georgia. She a Georgia girl. She went to school at the University of Georgia. Bad lawyer. Then one time, I bought her lunch too. I bought Nicole Westmoreland lunch. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. If I call Nicole Westmoreland and say, yo, Nicole, this Sean G from the podcast was sold up there in New York at the Puffy trial joint. Let me get an interview. You know what she gonna say? What's she gonna say, Tanya Flowers? If I ask Nicole Westmoreland for an interview, she gonna say, ain't no question, Sean. She said, yeah. I'm gonna get that interview. I'm gonna interview Alexander Shapiro. I'm gonna interview Tenny Garagos. I'm gonna interview Mark Agnifilo. I'm gonna interview Brian Steele. I'm gonna interview Jason Driscoll. I'm gonna interview Jonathan Bach. I'm gonna interview all of them. On the podcast for so. But I wanna wait. I wanna wait till it's all over. I'm gonna wait till it's all. She ain't gonna ghost me. Never that. Never that. Never that. If she gave Piers Morgan an interview, she gotta give me who? Let me ask y'all a question. Who better? Who better? Piers Morgan or Sean G? Who better? Piers Morgan or Sean G? Who did a better job covering the trial? Lucifer. Who did a better job? SW247. Yeah, I know. I am. They can't beat me, man. They can't beat me. And the thing about it, my man won. Puffy won. The dude, check me out. He go all in out. Let me see who in here. Jay Jackson, Vicky Slaughter, Lucifer, Rio, right? All 404 y'all. This is where y'all was at with the 8 billion. All of y'all was over here. Down with Puff. 30 years, life in prison, 30 years. That was all of y'all. All of y'all in here. Hollywood Key, you too, even though you gave me $100. You still, I was the only one. I was over here. Puff. Free Puff. I'm over here. All y'all was over here. 30 years, life, 30 years. So, not only was my reporting the best, my guy won. I beat y'all. My dude won. We won. Y'all lost. Because y'all wanted Puffy. Y'all believe everything. Seeing it, y'all believe everything everybody said. Yes, you did. I was over here. So, how you doing? I like them boots right there. You want to say what's up to people on YouTube? Okay. Come right here first, because we got to see the boots. Check out the boots. Come back here. This guy out there. Check out the boots, y'all. Check her out. All right, come on, let's go up here. All right, so check it out. What's your name? Ocean. Where you from? Queens. What part of Queens?
Queensbridge.
Queensbridge, MC Shan, and Nas. Queensbridge, Marley Marl. Well, listen, Ocean. Can we tell them where you just coming from?
You know, I just got out of jail. You feel me? I gotta come back September 8th.
You just got out of jail, 100 Center Street?
Yeah.
She just got out of jail, y'all. Queensbridge. What you was in jail for? Hold on a second. What you was in jail for?
Basically, my ex-friend, she brought mad bitches and niggas to jump me, and I beat him up. I lined him up and I beat one of them up, and she called the cops on me because she didn't like that.
Your girlfriend?
Not my ex-friend. One of my ex-close friends. Don't hang around bitches for real, because bitches be slimy. Like, that's my friend. She asked me to fight for her, to fight somebody else. I was gonna fight the whole world for her.
And then she brought some people to fight you?
And I had to beat them up.
How many people she brought?
She brought 7 niggas and 3 bitches.
You beat the niggas up too?
I beat the niggas up too.
Come on, Ocean. Come on, stop, Ocean.
You see, look, they had to scat me, they pepper sprayed me, and look, you see any marks on my face? I don't think so.
Now, are you, no disrespect, you a woman or you a girl?
I'm a transgender woman.
You're a transgender woman. So you're really a boy?
No, like I'm trans, like I'm on, like I got teeth, like my ass is fat. Like,
right, but what I'm saying is, what was you born as? You was born as a boy,
yeah.
But you choose to be a girl. So you was fighting the niggas then?
I was fighting everybody. Everybody getting touched.
One-on-one?
One-on-one.
So they didn't try to jump you?
They tried to jump me, but they didn't get a jump me. I'm not gonna lie, I had the scab. They tried to jump me, I put up the scab. I said, you either one-on-one or
you put up the scab? What is that?
A knife.
Oh, you brought out a knife?
I was like, if y'all, it's either one-on-one or y'all getting scab. They tried to jump me, put out the scab. But nah, I had that one-on-one. First boy, I put him on his ass, one hit, one face. Second one tried to run up, put him on his ass. The other ones, it was a tie.
You was the only one that got arrested?
Nah, it was me, my cousin, and my homegirl. She got all of us locked up because she got.
None of the niggas that came to fight you, none of them got locked up?
Because they was with her, she called the cops.
So she brought the fight, and started with you, and then she called the 5-0.
She came to us and everything.
She called the 5-0 after you whooped her ass.
That bitch is be sad. Like, how come on? Back in the day, a fight was a fight. You don't put no cops. If you lose a fight, you lose a fight.
Right, you just go home and that's it.
Exactly. But now she wanted to mace people and call the cops and say we was jumping her. Nobody jumped her. She wanted to fight the littlest person. My friend, she's Mexican. She wanted to fight her because she thought she was going to do it to her. My friend did it to her. Then she wanted to mace my friend.
Ocean, give them your Instagram, your YouTube, all of that.
My Instagram, my IG is Miss Mary Mac, MAXKK, Miss MS Mary MARY Mac MAXKK. I don't got YouTube yet, but you feel me? The video getting posted, so if y'all want to see the video of she running, the one-on-ones and everything, is getting posted tomorrow, Monday. So stay tuned.
Follow Ocean on her Instagram, MSMARY MAXKK. Queensbridge, MC Shan, Roxanne Shante, Marley Marl, Nas, all that. Mob D. All the best to you.
Thank you.
All the best.
See you later. Be
Right.
safe out here.
Follow me on this YouTube channel.
What's
is
your YouTube?
The Podcast with Soul.
Soul, like SOUL.
SOUL. You're going to be on at the 2-hour mark.
All right.
The
Podcast with Soul.
The Podcast with Soul. You're going to be on at the 1 hour, 50-minute mark.
All right.
All right, Peg.
Thank you.
Check my fire truck out. Check my fire truck out. My fire truck better than yours. Watch my fire truck. Check my fire truck out. Check it out. Your fire truck ain't like that. You ain't got no fire truck. Look at my fire truck. Look at my fire truck. That's my fire truck. Look at my fire truck. I got the dope fire truck. Your fire truck, some of the bulbs don't even work on your fire truck. Your fire truck, your horn don't work. They don't even know They can't even tell when you coming. The fire just be burning. It don't. You ain't even got no water on your fire truck. Your fire truck ain't even got no water. Hey, y'all, listen. One thing about my channel is this is real TV, man. This is live TV. Y'all saw me yesterday, almost got into a fight on here. Today, the fire truck come. Today, somebody get out of jail. Sidebar, 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 sidebar. Special K, anybody welcome, I don't care. Be yourself. That ain't my thing, though. My thing, I like honeys, man. I like pretty women. And pretty women love me. Pretty women love me. They be like, Sean G, I want to give you something. You know what I tell them? Yeah, I know you do. I know you do. Then you know what else I tell them? I say, you ain't the only one. It's a bunch of y'all. It's a bunch of y'all want to give me something. Bunch of y'all want to give me something. They be like, Sean, you so smart, you so intelligent, you so cute. I say, yeah, I know I am. I know I am. I know I am. Then you know what else I tell them? I say, I've been like that my whole life. I've been like this my whole life. My whole life. I've been like this my whole life. Only women loose. Yeah, straight honeys. Straight honey, back home. Sorry. Yeah, they want to give me some. You know what I tell them? When they say, Sean, we want to give you something. You know what I tell them? I say, man, I want some. Check them out, y'all. Don't never stop. Look at my ambulance. Look at my ambulance. I got the dope ambulance. It's gonna come in the back of my fire truck. Check me out. Right in front of the court. Right in front of the court. Yeah. Going down, man. I'm in the street. I'm in the street with it, man. I'm in the street with it. Yo, you saw how my ambulance came to a nice stop? My brakes on my ambulance better than your brakes. Your ambulance ain't got no brakes. It jerk. My shit come to a smooth stop. My brakes better than your brakes. Yo, my man, blow that horn for me. Hit that horn for me, man. Watch you hit that horn, y'all. Hit that horn for me, man. Hey, see? Hey, listen. My fire truck horn better than your fire truck horn, man. You heard it? Y'all heard that horn? Y'all heard that horn? Yeah, y'all heard that horn. Wham. Got the dope horn, man. All right, man, let me get up out of here, man. Y'all have had me out here all night. Charles Green, what up? Hollywood T, where my girl Hollywood T at? Hollywood T, where you at? Lovely Trina, your horn ain't You can't even hear your horn, man. Special K. Hollywood T. There go my girl, Hollywood T. West Coast, Los Angeles is in the house, y'all. Oh shit. Starting again down there. Look at all the buildings, y'all. Let me show y'all how the skyscrapers look in Manhattan. Check them out, y'all. Listen, man. So listen, at the end of the day, this is the message for the day. The message for the day is that I'm the best journalist in the world. Nobody covered the Puffy trial better than me. I covered the Puffy trial better than everybody. That's the message. Texas in the building. Goddamn Texas. You understand? Becky Mandela, what up? Lucifer, what up? Yes, he is. Skeeter Bite. Hey, Skeeter Bite, nigga, you a rock jumper, Skeeter. You wanted Puffy. You said give Puffy 30 years. Charles Green, you wanted to give him 30 years. Tony, all y'all, BK Pauls. I was the only one on the world. I was the only one on the planet pulling for Puff. I was by myself. But that's good. That's the way I like it, to be by myself. I don't even like people. I don't even like the human being. I hate people. I like to be by myself. I like to be by myself. I like to be by myself. All right, y'all, Pete, Luke, Linda Robinson, what's up? Only one king. Solo, be by myself. Hollywood T. I reign supreme. KRS-One. Knowledge reigns supreme over nearly everyone. You look at me and laugh, and this is your class. It's an all-out discussion of the suckers I'll be crushing. What's going on? I see you. Hey. That's right.
You did a good job.
I'm on YouTube. Y'all want to say hi to my people on YouTube? Y'all check them out, y'all. Hey, we live. Check them out, y'all. Here they go. Hey.
Oh, you actually have people on there.
How many?
Oh.
Yep,
180.
What do you do on here? What are you talking about?
I talk about a lot of stuff.
Hey guys.
Y'all want to give
That
them
is a stupid statement.
give them your Instagram. Give
Follow
them your.
me at Sasha Hendy.
The honeys, yes.
Where y'all from?
SASHAHENDY.
What part of Jersey?
Central. By
Where?
the beach.
Where?
Monmouth County. You know, Seabright.
See, right.
The beach. Long Branch.
Yo, down the shore, New
Snow
Jersey,
bunny.
down the shore.
Yay.
They calling y'all snow bunnies. Jersey snow bunnies, y'all. Check them out. Jersey.
Mid. Mid. Are you serious? Come on.
I would like to see how you look like, Becky.
Yeah, Becky.
All right, y'all want to give them your Instagram or anything?
Melissa
Cool. Probably no one knows how to.
Y'all
Sarah Hines. And then 2 S's at the end and an underscore.
follow them on Instagram, y'all.
Sasha Hendy.
Sorry.
Sasha Hendy.
Say again.
Sasha Hendy.
Okay, Victoria.Rivera82.
Woo!
Have a good night.
All right, y'all have a good night. Y'all enjoy yourself. All right.
Thank you.
The YouTube channel is the podcast
Oh, wait.
with Soul on Instagram.
Podcast with Soul.
The podcast with Soul.
Hey, we'll subscribe.
Y'all gonna be on there. Y'all at the 2 minute,
Walk safe, thank you.
2 minute, 7 minute mark. The podcast
Oh,
with
we're
Soul.
gonna be in the
Oh,
video.
is this it?
That's it.
Oh. We're gonna
That's it.
subscribe. Yeah.
Yep.
Wait, how
Yes.
I like reading the comments.
All right, we'll see y'all later. Y'all be safe. All
Make
right.
some money.
All right, y'all. So this is live TV, man. It's live TV, man. I don't know what else you want me to do. You understand? You want me to be fake? I can't. If you want me to be fake, this ain't the channel for that, man. This ain't the channel for that. All right, let me get up out of here, man. Let me get up out of here. Y'all know what I gotta do now? Put it in the live chat. Say, Sean, what you gotta do now? You know what I gotta do now? Say, Sean, what you gotta do now? Kyron Dames, what up? Say what you got to do now, Sean. Y'all know what I got to do now? What you got to do now, Tony Allison? Special K, what you got? I got to go home and get some sleep so I can wake up and be better than y'all tomorrow again. I got to be better than everybody. I got to be better than you. I got to go home and get my rest so I can be better than you tomorrow. I got to be better than you. Peace. Good night. Thank everybody for the super chat thing. Peace.